Hey guys, so this is a totally different setup, obviously. I'm in my bedroom because today I'm going to do the perfect palette tag. I have been waiting forever to do a tag, and I saw this from Zabrena on Mac Shadow Combos is her YouTube name. I love Zabrena. Zabrena, I love your videos. But she also has a website called myeyeshadowconsultant.com. Oh my god. If you are not a member, you need to go over there and check it out because it's amazing. It's super cheap for the membership and it's so worth it. She just does tons of eyeshadow combos. And if you're anything like me and you have a bajillion eyeshadows, sometimes you sit there and look at them. And even me, like I draw a blank. I'm like, I don't know what I want to pair with this color. So it's good. Her site is super fun and I recommend it. But anyways, I've been wanting to do a tag forever. And when I watched hers, it was so fun. I'm like, I have to do that tag. So I'm in my room because I wanted to lay all my palettes out in front of me on my bed and see them all. Because I didn't read the questions beforehand. I don't remember what they are from Zabrena's video. I didn't want to think about it too much. I just kind of want to do that as I read the questions. So here we go. I have my iPad so I can read the questions. Let's see. The first question is best packaging. I have 22 palettes right in front of me on my bed, first of all. That's a little ridiculous. And I have even more than that, but I have a lot of quads, which are technically considered palettes, but I didn't want to include those. I included anything with like 6 or more shadows in it. So anyways, best packaging. I immediately want to go to this one. It's ginormous. I know, I understand that. It's by Doo-Wop, and it's the Disney Pirates of the Caribbean themed one. So it's this really pretty, like aqua blue with gold, like mermaids on the front of it. And I'm so far from the camera over here on my bed that I hope you can see that detail. And it's like a book. And you open it up, and it is totally Pirates of the Caribbean and mermaid themed. And there's this cool wheel inside with shadows, and this little center part spins. I mean, how cool is that? And there's some eyeliners in there and some lip glosses in the center. These are all gel eyeliners on the corners, and then shadows in the circle and lip glosses in the middle. So packaging definitely goes to that Doo-Wop one. Very cool. All right, best color payoff. A lot of them have good color payoff, actually. Wet n Wild palettes are amazing with color payoff. So I have 3 right here. These are the ones with 8 shadows in them. I have the Petal Pusher, Comfort Zone, and Blue Had Me at Hello. Those have really good ones. Let's see, so let me show you. So I'll do the Petal Pusher one. I'm not sure you will even be able to see this on camera because I'm so far away. Didn't really think about that. But you barely have to touch them, and there's amazing color payoff. However, I just wanted to give those a little bit of a shout out, but I honestly have to say the best color payoff is probably my Urban Decay Smoked palette. If you know Urban Decay shadows, especially the really bright ones and dark ones, let me show you this bad boy. Okay, so freaking pretty, first of all. But like, okay, so my favorite color in this is probably Loaded. Like, I barely just touched that and my finger is super covered. And then Evidence is a nice like blue. Rockstar is a purple. Yeah, you barely have to touch these and you get so much payoff. So, Smoke palette goes for most payoff. Okay, so number 3 is most versatile. I guess I would have to say, because I reach for it the most, is just my good old naked one. I mean, you all know about Naked One, but it has amazing, amazing neutrals, a few mattes, a lot of satin, a lot of shimmery. I just love it. I love my Naked palette. So I would say that's my most versatile. I feel like I feel like I just make the most looks with that one, which is the definition of versatile. So that's a pretty good answer, I guess. Number 4, best for travel. It's gonna be between 2. I always take my Naked when I travel, just because it's sturdy, the packaging isn't too thick, and it's the most versatile, so I feel like I can make a lot of looks when I travel with it. And yeah, I don't worry about the shadows because I feel like it's pretty sturdy. So either my Naked or my Naked 2, because this one is super sturdy since the Naked 2 has the like metal on the outside, which is very similar to the Naked 1, just cooler tones. So either those, but this NYX one, this little NYX Smoky Eyes palette is awesome. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there's 10 shadows in this one. I'll cover them here. 10 shadows in this one. I love NYX shadows, and it is so small. I mean, it is not even the size of my whole hand. So, God, I'm having a hard time narrowing it down to just one for each of these questions. So, if I had to say one, I would say the Naked, but a close second is the NYX Smoky Eyes palette. All right, number 5, biggest regret. Ooh. Let's see. I don't know, that's so hard. Biggest regret. Probably, and I hate to say it because I love the person that recommended this, Emily from Beauty Broadcast. I love you. But she recommended the Nude Tude by The Balm. And honestly, I don't love it. I don't know. I hardly reach for it. I feel like a lot of the shadows look and feel almost like they got wet and are kind of messed up. There are a few that have really good payoff and are really pretty, but I don't know, I never reach for this one. So yeah, I would say my biggest regret is the Balm Nude Tude, because it wasn't super cheap. I mean, the Balm is sort of high-end, I guess, I would say. Best color names. Well, let's see. I don't know all the names of them off the top of my head, so those are kind of fun. The Smoked palette has some pretty funny names. I just like Urban Decay names because they're naughty. I'm gonna go with, hold on, let me look at all the Urban Decay ones so I can be fully prepared to answer that question. Alright, those are good. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to say Naked 2. I think Naked 2 are my favorite names, just because they're naughty and funny. So Foxy, Half-Baked, Booty Call, Chopper, Tease, Snakebite, Suspect, Pistol, Verve, YDK, Busted, and Blackout. So, yeah, I love them. I love Urban Decay names. I choose Naked 2 for best names. Least used. For sure, 100% would be this ginormous one that I got from Crown Brush. Okay, so let me show you this. I don't know why it's the least used, because there are like 500 colors in this thing. So, okay, and it's broken. I got this off of Haute Look, because Crown Brush is always on Haute Look. So it has these little palettes inside with two little like trays, a bajillion colors, more colors, more colors. Okay, so those are 2 trays. There's 3 trays total in this one. So those are a bunch of greens and yellows. And here's some more like turquoises and a bunch of different greens. I mean, it has a lot of freaking colors in there, but it's so bulky and awkward, and some of the shadows are broken. It was broken when it was sent to me, which was kind of a bummer. But yeah, it's just such a pain in the ass to get that big, gigantic bad boy. It's like you're opening a tackle box. Definitely least used. Okay, most used or most loved or deserted island palette. The one that I would take on a deserted island. Most used, I mean, it's the Naked. It's my Naked palette. Original. It is the one that if I'm in a hurry, I usually reach for the most. Oh, and you know what? I don't have my Naked Basics palette down here. It actually would be my Naked Basics palette. I lied. Either this one. No. I say I don't have it to show you, but you guys all know what the Naked Basics palette is. I use it in a lot of my videos, and every other YouTuber uses it. I literally use that thing every single day because it has such good blending colors in it. It has such good colors that you can use as an eyeliner. Yeah, Naked Basics. Definitely most loved and most used. And worst packaging. Okay, so the best packaging was the Doo-Wop with the beautiful little mermaids. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Crown Brush one. Again, worst packaging, huge, bulky. It was broken when it got here, so obviously it's not very sturdy. Do you see how big that is? Look at compared to my hand. It's like 2 hands long, like 2.5, 3 inches wide. Yeah, worst bulky, nasty packaging. I hate it. And then this is also Crown Brush. This is their 28 neutral palette, and this packaging is really cheap too. And these were broken when they got to me too, so that's why I have this lovely tissue in here. I thought that these would be great, like bridal colors, which they are. I mean, the shadow quality is it's not like bomb biggity. I find myself using all my MAC and Makeup Geek and other shadows before I use this. I hardly ever use this. So yeah, the Crown Brush packaging is for sure the worst packaging. It's just cheap, and I'm always afraid that I'm gonna break it even more than it already is. All right, I can show you the other palettes that I have too that I just didn't even mention. So I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Catwalk palette that everyone and their freaking mother on Instagram is obsessed with, and it's pretty good. Another one that I don't really reach for all that often, but I've used it a few times and it's pretty good. I have my Inglot palette that I made myself. That one's fun. Nude Tude I mentioned. I have a Bobbi Brown palette with 6 Bobbi Brown pretty neutral shades, and this one's special to me because my husband actually went to a Bobbi Brown counter and handpicked each and every one of these shadows and got this for me for Christmas 2 years ago, I think. Like, he even went as far as, like, the girl at Nordstrom was like, oh, does she shop here often? We can look up her, like, history as a customer and tell you what colors she's already purchased. I mean, kudos to hubby for that. And let's see, I have a Stila palette, which I also got off of Haute Look. It's not filled yet. I only have 6 of the 8. That's okay. I'm not super impressed with Stila eyeshadows. Like Kitten, I love. I have just discovered Kitten and I freaking love it. But these ones, they're kind of chalky and I'm not in love with it, so I don't really use that palette at all. Another one that's near and dear to my heart is another Doo-Wop one. I don't know what, oh, this is the Peacock palette. And the reason this is so special to me, whoops, let me do this. Oh my god, oh, that's funny. Well, the cream blush just fell out. Whoopsie daisy. The reason this one is so special to me, let me cover the mirror, that's annoying, is because I won this from Lisa Eldridge. And if you don't know Lisa Eldridge, you're living under a rock. She is my biggest makeup inspiration in the entire world. She is what made me want to be a makeup artist. Lisa, I bow down to you. I love you. Love you, and I will meet you one day. I know that sounds a little stalker crazy-ish, but my goal is to meet you and give you the biggest hug one day because I love you. I've learned so much from you. Okay, sorry, random tangent. This is the Urban Decay. Oh, I don't remember what the name of this palette is. This was a gift from my good friend Jessica. Hi, Jessica. This one's awesome too. Well, of course, it's Urban Decay. Really fun, bright colors in that one. And then, of course, I have my e.l.f. like 100 shade palette, which is awesome. I love e.l.f. shadows. So cheap. This whole thing was $10. I mean, there are some in there that are kind of crappy and chalky, but for the most part, that's a really good palette. I showed you my next one. Another e.l.f. one, the little Black Beauty book. Those are kind of cool. My Sigma Defining Eyes Makeup by Tiffany D's palette. This is a good palette. I mean, there's good colors in there. So there's 8 shades. There's some pretty neutral shades in there, if you can see. Sorry I'm so far away, guys. I know this sucks. This wasn't a very good idea, but I needed the room on my bed for all these freaking palettes. So a lot of fun neutral shades. There's a really pretty blue in there called Midnight, and then you get a dual-ended eyeliner and 2 Sigma Gel, oh my god, why can't I figure out where the camera is? You get 2 Sigma Gel eyeliners, a brown and black. So that's a really cool palette. I do like that one, even though I didn't mention it in any of the questions. Oh, and a sleek palette. I have a sleek palette, which is really fun. I actually have 2. I don't know where my other one went. This is the iDivine Ultra Mattes V1. And it's like all the neon colors. Super fun. I think Sleek is a UK brand. I had to buy that off like some UK website. And then it took forever to get here. But it was worth it. It's a good palette. And then of course just a little teeny NYX. This is the Love in Paris one. That's a really good one. I like that one. Really, really pretty shades for fall. I used this in my recent like burgundy, coppery kind of tutorial. I could talk about palettes for days, obviously. But I answered the tag questions. This was super fun. Anybody else watching, if you want to do this, I tag you. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it. It was a little something different for me to do and a new setup here on my bed. And now I'm going to get in this bed and go to sleep. So